Hello everyone, this is the demonstration video for Content Status Report. It is an ADX tool in which you can get modification or replication status of content pages. For example, you want to get a report of pages which have been modified in the past week but have not been replicated. So this tool can help us to get the list. To go to that tool, click on the Tools icon in the AEM Start menu, navigate to ADX AEM Tools, and click on Content Report. The Projects drop-down will contain a list of projects fetched from a configuration, ADX Content Report Service Configuration. So this is an OSGI configuration where I list down the projects in a multi-field and they'll be picked up in this drop-down. I can select any project for which I want the content report to be. In this case, I'm having vRetail. Root path is the field for the root path under which I want the report. Now the project is vRetail, and for example, under this root path, I want the report of CACHDE or maybe ES. Report type will state the modification or replication status, whatever you want to choose. Duration will tell me the days till which I want the report. For example, till 6 weeks, I want the report of the content pages. This is a consolidated view of the bar graph showing all the 4 paths that I selected along with the status. Modified pages in orange and unmodified pages in blue. Then I have respective tables of modified content and unmodified content. This is a consolidated table of all the paths that I have. Modification and unmodified content. So this table has various features such as pagination. I can always sort the data based on any of the fields that I want. I can search, for example, I want to search for the page Arctic. I can search in the search bar, or I can show as many entries as I want. The fields in the table are page title with a hyperlink to the page, page path, last modified timestamp, last modified by, last replicated timestamp, and last replicated by. Rows with red text signify content which is modified but not replicated. So in modified status, in the modified content table, I will have some data which is modified but not replicated till yet. So the rows highlighted with red will show me the entries which fall into that category. For example, now I want to export these reports. So for individual tables, I have export to CSV and PDF options. When I click on export to CSV, I'll get a CSV file showing me unmodified content of all the 3 paths. Similarly, I can export the report for modified content. Now, for example, I only want the report of the paths altogether which have been modified but not replicated. So I can click on the filter to filter the content. When I click on this, my table gets reduced to the entries which are required. When I export it to PDF, I'll get the report of only those pages which I need to publish. My report will have a consolidated bar graph and the modified content table only containing the data that is required. Now, for example, I want a report of only content vRetail CH. I would click on that path and get a bar graph which is selected, modification status of content vRetail CH. I have same tables here with the respective content. I can export these. I also have export complete report functionality which can export to CSV or PDF. Now if we click on this, it will give me a CSV of content we retail CH having the status of pages as modified and unmodified. So this is my complete report of a particular path. When I go back to the consolidated view, I can export the complete report of all the selected paths along with the status of modified or unmodified content. As you can see, we have the project here for differentiation, all the fields present along with the status. I can go back to my form, do any changes required. Like for example, now I want the replication status of these pages. So the tables would change accordingly. So this is my replicated content, as all my content was replicated. There is no page that has been unreplicated. So there is no data available in this table. Similarly, we would not have any of the exporting functionalities. We have a help icon here which will give me the introduction, how to use, and special guidelines for the report. Special guidelines contains that the projects available in the dropdown will be fetched from the configuration. Users will be able to see the report only if they have the permissions to view the content path, and the dropdown will be enabled only if the configurations are correct. Otherwise, we get error messages. Thank you.